So what about this TARKiiZ web application? TARKiiZ means focus. So let me focus and tell you a little bit about it. TARKiiZ features screen sharing, breakout groups, also known as breakout rooms, screen recording, audio and video recording, file transfers, a whiteboard, also called a scratch pad, text messaging, and an Arabic and English user interface. Let's start at the end of the sign-up process, that is. To access TARKiiZ, you go to tarkiiz.com, TARKiiZ, and click on this sign up, sign in link, which takes you to the sign up, sign in page. When you're done signing up, you're invited to click on a link. At the bottom of the resulting page, you're invited to download your QR code. This QR code is like your phone number. You don't use your phone number to call yourself, but you give it to others to call you. Similarly, you give your QR code to others, other participants, so that they can join you in a session that you host. We'll get back to this in a while. So what's all this QR code stuff? When you sign into TARKiiZ, you probably want to leave this Use My QR Code checkbox checked. This means that when you sign in, your web address will always be the same. And your QR code will be included in the link. Therefore, as with your phone number, anyone with your QR code will be able to attempt to join your session. I say attempt to join your session because in your preferences, you have the option of allowing all incoming calls or to prompt you to allow or reject calls. To get to your preferences, click the gear icon. And if you have the screen calls checkbox checked, participants can only enter your session if you accept their call. When this box is unchecked, anyone with your link or QR code may waltz into your session. Besides the QR code, another way for someone to join your session is via a link that you send to him or her. Rather than having to go to a web page and enter a meeting ID, then click a Join Meeting button, all you have to do to join a TARKiiZ session is to click on a link that a host previously sent to you. Once an intended participant clicks on a link, and accepts the terms of service and enters his name, if you've selected to screen calls, you're prompted after 5 seconds of the call arriving to accept or reject the call. If you reject the call by clicking no, the other party is very diplomatically told that the session you are trying to join is not available. If the intended participant is a persistent person, he'll try again. He can copy the link, paste it into his favorite browser, hit enter, and if you're in a better mood, you'll accept the call. Participants can securely join a host from any type of device. I'm now going to join from my mobile phone. But let me qualify this statement a bit. It's any type of device which has a good, preferably high-speed internet connection. It's also any device which has a camera. This is a deliberate feature of TARKiiZ. Anyone who joins a session must be seen. This way, there will be none of those incognito, uninvited participants in a private session. However, after joining a session, you can choose to stop your video or audio or even your camera at any time. Okay, let's get back to the QR code for a minute. I'm just going to jump onto another tab to simulate or represent another participant. Then I'll sign into this participant's TARKiiZ session. So for P3, to enter a host's session, they click on Join a Session and select the QR code which they would have previously received and named appropriately. Select the QR code of the person whose session they wish to join. That person's QR code appears here, and then they click the paperclip icon. Once they've done so, that person would hopefully graciously let them in. One of the most important aspects of video conferencing is screen sharing. TARKiiZ allows anyone in a session, not just a host, to do this very easily. So I'm going to go to P3 session and select the main menu and say Share my screen. Select the screen that I wish to share and say Share. So now P3 is sharing his screen with all other participants in the session. Another aspect of TARKiiZ which is very important to some hosts, such as teachers, is the ability to make breakout groups, aka breakout rooms. TARKiiZ allows you to make these effortlessly. Let's go ahead and make a group by clicking the Add Group button and dragging. Let's put P3 in his own group, shall we? So we just drag P3 off into his own group, and if we were to look on P3's tab here, we'd see P3 in his own group or by himself, which leaves the host and P2 in another group. If we wanted to have P2 join P3, we drag P2 over to P3's group, and if we were to look on P3's tab, we see P2 and P3 together. And if we were to look on my mobile phone, which has been very patiently sitting here, we would see P2 and P3 together on the phone as well. To end a group, all you'd have to do is close it. Screen recording, which is what I'm doing right now, allows you to record your meetings. After recording a session, you can immediately play back the recording, send it to other participants, or download it and keep it to yourself. Perhaps you'll share it later via another method. Question: who can be heard in the recording? Answer: anyone who speaks. No doubt it's very important to record the input of everyone who puts something in. After recording, you can immediately send the recording to all other participants or download it and keep it to yourself. If you've got a multitude of tabs open like I do right now, it'll take a little while, but it'll arrive and you can save it and do with it as you will. On a mobile phone, you can only do audio recordings, but on a laptop, in addition to screen and audio recordings, you can also record a video of just yourself. In Windows Explorer, I'm going to select several files at once because I intend to send them to some participants. So let's see, let's grab this guy, and where is that doc? Here we go. Now I'll hit Control-C to copy them, and in the TARKiiZ messaging window, hit Control-V to paste them all at once. but someone's missing. Let's go ahead and select one more. There we go. Now I'll hit the paperclip icon to send them. Before sharing files, I can select who I want to send to. If I want to send to a specific set of people or just one person, I can click the Text With button and select whom I would like to send the files to, whether just one person or all others. Then, after sharing, the files are displayed in my video area in my session with appropriate icons, and over the P3s tab, you'll see that P3 also received the files and they're displayed with appropriate icons. So let's have a look at this PDF, for example, and it can be downloaded. And viewed, or an image will open right away. Now, before we talk about the scratchpad, also known as a whiteboard, let's have P3 select theirs. Now, me as the host, I'll start my scratchpad, and that'll be important for perhaps teaching things such as handwriting, let's make that a capital T, shall we? Something like that. And now let's see what P3 sees. Nice. There could also be keyboard written stuff. This would be more for the case where you're actually sharing your screen. For cases where your screen is shared and you'd like to type something and show to others, you can do that. And you can also align text right justified for Arabic, for example, and left justified. Well, it's not just a host who's able to start their scratchpad and transfer information to others. Anyone who's in the session is able to do so. So right now, P3, for example, can decide to have some fun. Now let's do this and change the size of the pen. Yay!